All right, enough of that. We need to get back to ranking some stuff.
Enough of that.
Just stop what you're doing.
Oh, I see. Whatever people are doing.
Us too.
Yeah, that's right.
We were doing another thing, but now we're doing this. We're locked in.
That's right.
To taking a bunch of Batman villains and putting them on this tier list.
Ooh.
To make sure we know which ones are the best ones and which ones are the worst ones.
And can be safely ignored.
Completely agree. Also, a couple of things up top.
Because all these need rules now.
Yeah, well, because people, they talk.
Yeah, they talk,
and
don't
they
they?
bicker. We're not going to do villains who have mostly turned good. So like Catwoman, Harley Quinn, Red Hood, people like that.
Interesting. Okay, look, if Batman's kissed him, they're not bad guys anymore. So Catwoman's out, Red Hood's out,
Yep. And obviously we're not going to cover every single one because, again, there's
I think we're going to cover every single
actually
one.
you are.
Yeah.
Actually, you're right, yeah. All right.
If we didn't cover your favourite, listen again.
Yeah.
Watch again.
And if they're not here, it's because they've been kissed. Let's start with this one. Please leave a like. Two-Face.
Oh, okay.
Now, I guess the way we're looking at this, it's across all media and just a general idea of what we think of them as a villain.
Okay, sure.
Well, very recently, Two-Face was in the Joker movie, the second one.
That's true.
And it was
Scratch Face.
Scratch Face, where he got scratched up a bit at the end.
Sure, okay. Well, that's dropped him down somewhat, I think.
It's a D,
in our
is it?
estimation.
All right, it's a D.
Whoa,
We're putting him in D.
I didn't say that. No, whoa.
We've got Tommy Lee Jones. We've got Aaron Eckhart. We've got all the stuff he's up to in the comics and video games and animated
Let me
series.
ask you this. What's your favorite sort of Two-Face design? Do you like the perfectly bisected face, or do you like the kind of the it's all vague and mushed?
I think it depends. I think the perfectly bisected face in live action doesn't often work if you look at Tommy Lee Jones. But in terms of if you look at the Batman the animated series, I think that is fine. So I think it depends on the style.
Yeah.
Or what kind of realism you are going for.
This is my favorite version from the Batman Annual 1990. It's a classic Neil Adams cover.
Oh,
that's a sick look.
It's Two-Face, but it's the top half of his face which is
that's
burnt.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's great. That's really good stuff.
Yeah.
The duality of this is incredible.
He's what perhaps Bruce Wayne might have turned into.
Yeah.
If he'd been acided in the face.
That's right.
And he was already a district attorney.
That's right.
And he hadn't traveled around the world doing fighting stuff.
Yeah, that's right. All that is true. I think he's an A.
I think he's an A also.
Yeah. Enduring legacy.
Yep.
Interesting backstory. I like the way how he's at odds with himself the entire time.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's split personalities. Sometimes it's just mood swings.
And sometimes he flips the coin. You grab the coin out of the air, and he's like, "No, stop, no, make a decision, idiot."
Yeah, make a
decision.
He's a B. All right, he's a B. He's going down.
Because sometimes he can't make a bloody decision.
And Scratch Face.
That's right.
Yeah. How about this one? Killer Croc. He's a big dumb guy. There's a few big dumb guys. I guess you could do
Yeah. And depending on the universe, he's the biggest, dumbest guy.
That's right.
The Arkham games, he's huge. He's freaking huge. Again, how do you prefer him?
Huge.
But then Crocs aren't that huge.
Some are.
That's true, actually.
But then Suicide Squad, he's just a big-ish guy.
With a skin condition.
And that's not very interesting, I think.
So true.
So yeah, big, huge, threatening. Someone where if he could get hold of Batman, he would just bite him in half immediately. I think that's way more interesting.
But is it interesting at all?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's interesting because he's a dumb guy.
Sure.
I mean, there's that classic Batman episode where they're all talking about how they nearly got Batman, where they're playing cards, and Killer Croc says that he threw a rock at him one time.
Yeah, true, yeah.
Does it turn out that is actually Batman? I can't remember. There's a reveal in that or something. I can't remember what the twist is. But look, I think he's a solid kind of you put him at the start of a comic to show that Batman's up to something.
Yeah.
And then another thing happens in the comic.
Okay, so that's a C.
All right.
All right then. Sorry to all the Croc heads out there.
Yeah. Now, this one I think had potential, but they haven't done a hell of a lot with it outside of the original run, though he is a character that's getting a bit of a revitalization in the comics again. It's Hush.
Oh, sure. Yeah, okay. Yeah, see, the thing about Hush is, Hush is Dr. Thomas Elliot. He was a childhood friend of Bruce Wayne's.
Yep.
See, here's the thing about the initial comic book run. It's got incredible art by Jim Lee.
Amazing.
And it sort of runs Batman has to sort of run the gamut of all these classic villains. You see them all in glorious Jim Lee art. But
Superman's there.
Yeah, I don't think Hush is that interesting. Yeah. I'll be honest with you.
And it's very obvious that the new guy introduced in the comic is going to be the villain. And he is.
Yeah.
What are you saying then?
I think he's a D.
Yeah. I don't disagree. I think there's more to do there, which they maybe haven't done yet.
Yeah.
So I think there's definitely room to improve. This is a warning.
Yeah, this is a warning, Hush.
Yeah.
If you were real, you'd be shaking in your boots right now.
Absolutely.
You'd be shaking in your weird fake Robin costume that you wore one time.
Oh, yeah. Before Red Hood came back, you pretended you were Robin or whatever.
Yeah.
That's right. What about this one?
Go on.
The Riddler.
Okay, yeah, sure.
He's always riddling.
Yes, that's true.
Sometimes he's wacky and sometimes he has OCD and whatever.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's both.
I think it should be less Ritalin, more Ritalin for this guy.
Oh, okay, yeah, good.
I think that would be important for you.
I think it should be more Ritalin and less me finding question marks around the city or whatever.
Okay, sure, yeah.
Don't like that.
You've been traumatized by all those puzzles you had to
It's
solve
not a
in the
riddle.
Arkham games.
It's not a riddle if you have to throw a batarang through a grate to open a door.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a riddle if you have to bounce between various electrified crates or whatever.
Yeah.
That's not a riddle.
Or you're doing a underground racetrack. I think the first Arkham game got that right.
Yeah.
Way more.
I think Batman needs to have a good balance of murderous psychopath villains and guys that just bother him for a bit. You know what I mean? And the Riddler, I think, serves a good purpose there as a guy who's just... I bet Batman's like... This is a nice relief, actually.
Yeah.
I got to get to do some research. I got to do some lateral thinking stuff, you know. Oh, the bank's been robbed and he's left a little clue. I can figure that out.
He's not going to bite me in half.
Exactly. He's not going to bite me in half. I just have to go, oh, yeah, Tutankhamun. He's hiding in the museum. I'm going to go and beat him up. You know?
And he does.
I want that. It's a bit of fun, you know? There's an old Batman storyline from many years ago where the Riddler retired because the world got too mean, essentially. It's in an old issue of Secret Origins, but he's just like he spends most of his time in a warehouse filled with old giant novelty props that used to be around Gotham City, like the giant typewriters and whatever.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, good story.
Cool. I reckon he's an A.
Neil Gaiman though cancelled.
Oh yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, I think he's an A. Yeah.
All right, we'll do it.
The Riddler specifically is an A.
Oh yeah. Just to clarify, yeah, I think I like that kind of that psychological element of it.
Yeah.
And just he has to do riddles. He just has to do it.
Has to do it.
The Penguin. He's got that big show.
Big show.
But that's not the only thing he's done. He's done a bunch of other stuff. How do you feel? Do you like Cockney Penguin? Do you like upper class Penguin? Do you like grubby Penguin? Or do you like the versatility of the Penguin?
Oh, so true, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think I like Cockney Penguin, but I do like Top Hat and Tails Penguin the most, I think.
Yeah.
You know, I like... You
like high society Penguin?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. He's got to have a monocle.
Yep.
He's got to have a novelty. He's got to have a novelty umbrella with a gun or a helicopter or whatever.
Definitely.
Not to discount, Colin Farrell's performance in The Penguin. I think that's a great show.
Yeah.
He's doing good work there. But I want him short and squat with an umbrella that shoots a poison dart or whatever.
Or turns into a helicopter.
Turns into a helicopter, that's correct, yes.
Yeah.
What about yours? What's your favourite Penguin?
I mean, what I like about the Penguin is that he's surprisingly versatile.
Sure.
Which he shouldn't be because he's called the Penguin. But I think it's shown over the decades that there's just various ways you can come at this. And I think that in itself is really interesting and a credit to all the people who have worked on this character. I'm going to say an A.
Okay, cool.
You cool with that?
Yes, classic villain. Classic
Agreed.
A.
Now, what about this one? I've only put this one in because there's one very good episode of Batman the Animated Series.
It is. You're talking about Clock King.
I am talking about Clock King.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, I know other things and whatever, but that episode in itself, we were talking about like cerebral characters that test Batman.
He is constantly one step ahead of Batman because he knows the train timetables better than anybody else.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And luckily they run on time.
That's exactly right, yeah.
So, amazing episode. I'm going to put him at a B. Just for that episode.
That is a great episode, yeah.
Yeah. So check it out if you haven't. It's not the standard Batman fights a guy episode, which isn't. That show, it's not very standard at all, really, but I think that's one of the better episodes, and it's Clock King.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mason.
Go on.
Hugo Strange.
Hugo Strange?
He's quite strange. But other than that...
But to me, he's quite normal.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because my mind is full
You're
of
quite
strange thinking. Yes, exactly, yeah.
So sometimes he's a big buff guy.
Sure.
Often he is. He's a roided out
yes.
psychologist who's always trying to break the minds of his patients to his own end.
Yeah.
How you feeling about him? And he's got little glasses.
He does have little glasses. I mean, you look, we want to bring this guy up further into the public consciousness so that Dave Bautista can play him in the Batman sequel.
Sure.
Obviously, with little
glasses. Or
glasses.
the DCU.
Sure, okay, that could work.
Should probably
too,
be more likely.
All
right, B, I reckon?
Yeah, put him as a B.
Put him as a B. How about this one?
Go on.
Speaking of characters that really got their name in the animated series,
yes.
Mr. Freeze.
Of course.
Given a tragic backstory.
Yeah, before he was just Mr. Zero, just some guy.
Some guy with a freeze gun. And they already have a guy like that. He's called Mr. Freeze Gun. He's a villain of The Flash. It's great stuff. Really good in the Arkham games as well.
James doesn't know that Captain Cold's gun actually, it slows molecules down. It's not actually a freeze gun.
Yeah? Then why is there ice on it?
Because he keeps it in the fridge.
That's a great point. I mean, one of the best Arkham boss battles is with him.
Yeah, it's true.
The voice work is incredible. There is an animated movie as well from the 90s.
Okay, now let me ask you this. And of course, there's the wonderful Arnold Schwarzenegger performance.
Yes, of course.
Batman and Robin. Which version do you prefer? Some versions he's very physically imposing.
Yeah.
And others he's not. He's more trapped in the suit. What do you prefer?
I think, I mean, I love that original episode of the animated series where it's this Art Deco suit. And out of the suit, yeah, he's a guy. But in the suit, it's like a mechanical... He's a mechanical stomping monster with a freeze gun. He's just trying to get his wife back. I know it has changed over the years. I know Scott Snyder did a version where he wasn't actually married to Nora. He just found her cryogenically frozen and she's from decades earlier and he falls in love with her.
Which is more relatable, obviously, to the common man.
To nerds.
Yeah.
But I don't like that. I like the reason why he does what he does is because of his wife. And that's what motivates him.
Right.
So I think he's an A.
Nice.
What do you think, though?
I think he's an A also.
Well, he's a B. Mason doesn't agree. All right. No, he's an A.
But to be clear, I love the animated series version with the glowing red eyes. Incredible.
Yeah, agreed. Scarecrow.
Okay.
Boo.
A. Nice.
Just good, spooky.
Yep.
It's fun when Batman gets him because he's always really mad by the time he gets to him.
That's true, isn't it? Yeah.
Really. There's a panel from... I think it's the Long Halloween. There's a panel where Batman punches him and he's so small and spindly. It looks like his fist is going to go like right through his body. It's incredible.
No, you're absolutely right. He is a great villain for building fury in Batman and the viewer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, the Riddler's kind of like, this is annoying, but it's just riddles. But this guy's like, he's trying to break my mind and I don't like that.
Yeah.
And the Mad Hatter, poor imitation, Mason.
Agreed.
Yeah. So he doesn't get a gig.
Not at all. And Batman kissed him that time.
And kissed him that time. Black Mask? It's mobster stuff.
Yeah, it's mobster stuff, isn't it? Yeah.
And we haven't even got mobster stuff on here because he's
I'll be honest, I'm not overly familiar with the Black Mask's mobster stuff. Yeah, I think Ewan McGregor was good in the Birds of Prey movie. But I mean, you know.
He's sort of a villain in Arkham Origins.
But what's his deal beyond like, well, I'm a mobster and I better have a gimmick because I'm in
Exactly.
Gotham, so I'll wear a mask.
He's in the Gotham series. D, let's go, D. Yeah. You're out of here, Black Mask.
Yeah, sorry, Black Mask.
Get a better mask. Maybe then we'll think about it. We'll think about what you're doing. Poison Ivy.
Okay, sure. I mean, Batman has kissed her, but probably against his will
most
of the time.
It's poison kissing.
It's poison kissing. Okay, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how they've turned her into an eco-warrior. Maybe not an anti-hero, but just like her motivations aren't like, I love crime. It's like the earth is dying and I will kill everybody to fix that.
That's correct, yes.
Yeah. I'm going to say a B.
Okay, throw that in there.
Uma Thurman. You want to throw anything else in there? Good show as well. She's good also in Harley Quinn, that series.
That's true.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Speaking of, the Joker, Mason.
Oh, yeah. Now, we have the opportunity to do a very fun thing, which is to put him in like the F tier.
All right, let's do that.
Okay, great. And moving on.
That's because of Jared Leto. So, sorry, everybody. He did a bad performance and he sucks. So, that's what's happened here.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is official, by the way.
Yeah, this is official.
DC signed off on this.
Yep.
This is the official rating. And they're going to use this to determine the future of the DCU on film. So
that's right. Yeah. And they're going to make Joker 3 because we've done this.
That's right.
You're welcome.
Yeah. It's subtitled Joker 3. We're making this one worse on purpose again.
Look, bearing in mind there's been incredible performances. Heath Ledger,
I
Jack
don't think we
Nicholson.
need to talk about the Joker.
You don't? Mark Hamill.
No.
It's all very good. But it's an F.
Yeah.
Mason, man bat?
Okay, sure.
He's a bat, but he's a man.
That's true.
No, the other way around. He's a man, but he's a bat.
That's true.
That's also true. It's one of those or both.
He's Dr. Kirk Langstrom.
Yeah.
And he was deaf. And he's like, you know what'll fix my hearing? Bat DNA.
Yeah, he's right.
And he's like, oh, no, too much bat DNA.
Yeah.
I've turned into a bat creature.
Turned into a bat.
Yeah.
And often when Batman's fighting him, he's like, get a load of this.
Yeah.
This is me, sort of.
How well do you think he does in like a bar social situation? And he's like, yeah, I'm actually Man-Bat. And they're like, oh, you're Batman. And he's like, no, you misunderstood.
Yeah.
I'm Man.
I turn into a bat.
Because of bat DNA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My hearing.
Which is actually pretty good now.
Yeah, because of the bat DNA.
Yeah.
See.
Okay, then, great.
I like that he's a man-bat.
Incredible jump scare in one of the Arkham Knight DLCs.
Agreed. Let's do this one. Bane! It's the voice now.
Yeah.
It's how he talks and who he is.
Yeah, that's right. I love it in the Harley Quinn series. they gave Bane the personality that suits that voice.
Yeah, absolutely. You're absolutely right.
Just a real sad sack. You know?
No one's taking him seriously. He's having the worst time. What's interesting about Bane initially is when because he's a match for Batman physically, but it's after spending months like psychologically torturing him by having him fight his rogues gallery.
Oh yeah, it's a real Hush situation.
It is like Hush, but they did it earlier.
And better.
Yeah, and better. And he's also in other stuff, you know? He's also turning up in other things.
Yeah.
There's always a formula he's working on and et cetera.
Okay.
I think Bane, I mean, we saw this in The Dark Knight Rises, but he's also a tactical genius, which I think is an interesting element to it.
I feel like live action and animation have never really got Bane right.
Okay. So when have they got it right?
Comic books.
All right. That's a D then, because comic books are for nerds,
no.
Mason.
Wow.
Do you want to bump it up a little bit? I'd say he's an A or a B.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot of depth. Yeah, let's give him a B.
Done.
Yeah.
This is a newer one. Early days. It's taken off a little.
I never found an opportunity to do the voice.
No.
I was trying to slip in somewhere where I'd be like, for you.
There you go. This is a newer villain. We'll see what happens with him down the line. It's our failsafe.
Okay.
Which is a robot Batman built if Batman ever kills anybody. And the robot is designed to not only stop Batman, but kill the Justice League. Or incapacitate, I should say.
That's a very elaborate explanation, but you've also missed some pieces, obviously.
I haven't.
Batman created failsafe while using an alternate personality of his own that he created.
You are right.
Just in case somebody tried to invade his mind, he created another personality, a backup personality in his mind called the Batman of Zur-En-Arr, who is based on like an alien version of Batman from the 50s. And this Batman was like, I'm going to create... The regular Batman isn't good enough at crime fighting, so I'm going to create this robot that's even better than him. And then I'm going to bury it under the Batcave, and then I'm going to make regular Batman forget he's ever done that.
Mm-hmm.
Then Batman's falsely accused of a murder, and then the failsafe computer's like, well, close enough.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get out and wreak havoc.
Shoot him with a laser that shoots him through time or whatever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And now he's back in DC Comics working for Amanda Waller.
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah. How you feeling about this?
He's a real meanie.
He is. I think in terms of new villains, I think he's the most interesting we've had in a while. He's supposed to be Batman's Doomsday.
Right, yeah.
And I think it's pretty effective at that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say a B. I know he's not for everybody, but I think all in all, I think it's really effective.
Look, I do like it generally, but I feel like you have to be in the right mood for this particular villain, I think, because you have to step into this world of Batman where like it's way more kind of sci-fi and fantastical than normal. Like it's not Batman busting up thugs at the Iceberg Lounge.
No.
Like we've gone way beyond that. And I think there's room for that as well.
Yeah. All right. So what are you saying?
What did you say?
I said B.
Then we're going with a B.
B it is.
I just wanted to say my piece.
Well, you did. Clayface? Which one? The Clayman. Which one? Doesn't matter.
Like Clay, they've mushed them all together now and it doesn't really matter.
There you go.
You can be like, which one is that? I don't know, one of the previous ones, but he's even clayier now than he was.
To spoil the Arkham game, the second one, I think there's a great reveal of him in that. I think he's interesting. And he's made of clay.
That's so true, isn't it?
He's a C. Sometimes he's an actor. Sometimes he's a big clay blob.
Yep. Sometimes he's a melty man in a containment suit. Sometimes he's a lady.
That's right.
Sometimes he's the child of two of the other Clayfaces.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes he's the actor, but he's gotten Clayface powers. And then sometimes they can't be bothered deciding which one is which. And they're just like, he's a clay man. Yeah. He's got clay powers. What more do you want?
What about Ra's al Ghul?
One of the all-timers.
Yeah.
Speaking
Shadows.
Yes, I mean, speaking of Neil Adams art, I mean, without Ra's al Ghul, you wouldn't have hairy-chested, shirtless Batman sword fighting, would you?
Say no more, Mason. This is an S. You are correct.
That's right.
And remember the time Arrow...
Oh, I forgot we had an S tier.
Oh, yeah.
Who's in it so far?
Ra's al Ghul.
I think we should move some of those other guys up, if I'm honest.
All right, everybody moves up one except the Joker, who moves down one.
That's correct.
Ra's al Ghul also fought Arrow, and that was a cool fight. Remember that? It was cool, man, in Arrow. Because they couldn't do Batman, so they made Arrow fight him.
They sure did, yeah. Generally speaking, I like Ra's al Ghul.
Yeah.
You know, pretty cool character.
It's always like, Batman, why don't you take over the League of Shadows? And Batman's always like, you know I'm not going to do that.
Yeah.
Stop asking me. It's been 50 years of this.
How do you not know my whole deal at this point, Ra's?
Yeah.
If that is how you pronounce your name.
Batman, if you want to take over the League of Shadows, all you have to do is kill everybody. Oh, you don't understand me at all.
That's right.
Last one. It's more of a group than an individual.
Okay.
Though there's some main players in there. It's the Court of Owls.
Oh, yes.
A new 52 inclusion, a secret society of owl people who have been plotting.
They're regular people.
Yeah, but they like owls. They've been doing all the evil machinations behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And Batman finally figured it out, and he was like, what the fuck? I've been doing this for ages. Never even seen these owl guys.
Right?
These guys are everywhere with owl masks.
I don't buy it.
You don't buy
How's
it.
Batman not going to see those guys?
Well, he did eventually.
That's what I'm saying. I reckon he would have figured it out earlier.
What are you saying? Where are you putting this?
It's
an incredible storyline, by the way.
It is an incredible storyline, but also like...
what have they done since with it, though?
No, I was going to say... I don't like these guys who are all like, oh, Batman, we've been controlling the world behind the scenes or whatever, and Batman could just paste all of them. You know what I mean? He could do it in an afternoon.
Yeah, but they got undead warriors and shit.
I guess they do. But that's the thing. Cowardice. Don't like it.
All right.
You know? They should learn some karate. They should get out there with their white belt on and they should face Batman man to man.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm down with that. Where are you putting them then? Looks like you're aiming for a C or a D.
I reckon they're...
I would go an A or a B, though.
Okay.
That original story run is incredible.
Okay, but that's I mean, if we were ranking Batman writers...
Yeah, I guess that's fair.
Yeah.
You're right, because you're talking over the length of the character's life.
All right, let's put him in it. Let's give him a reluctant B.
All right.
Yeah.
Bearing in mind, everybody got moved up.
Okay.
But we're putting him in original B.
Original B.
Not A, B.
Correct, yes.
All right. Now, obviously, we've missed a bunch. Mad Hatter mentioned Firefly, Condiment King, Superman.
Oh, but he's kissed Batman.
That's true. Mr. Zaz, Solomon Grundy. But, you can rank those wherever you want or anybody else in the comments. You're more than welcome to. A lot of YouTube channels don't turn on comments because they're cowards. But we do.
Yeah. We welcome it.
Yeah, we embrace it.
That's right.
Anyways, but if you do like this, guess what? You can actually see these videos early at bigsandwich.co, where there's early videos, including these and Caravan of Garbage, our flagship series, Mason.
Is it?
Yeah, definitely.
Wow, nice.
People know it.
Oh, yeah, nice.
Everyone knows it.
Everyone knows it.
We also do movie commentaries. We actually have a comic book club where we talk about some of the best and worst comic books of all time, which is a lot of fun.
That's right.
Also, we have a podcast called The Weekly Planet where we talk movies and comics and TV shows. That comes out every Monday. It's got its own YouTube channel. It's on Spotify. It's on Apple. It's wherever you find podcasts.
It's our flagship podcast.
It's the flagship one that we have. And we're out of here, aren't we?
Yes.
All right. Yep. Bye.
Bye.